What is going on, everyone? Scion's here with the Everyday Grind, back with another quick guide of the Tower of Babil, which is dungeon number 2 of the newest expansion to Final Fantasy XIV, Endwalker. Join my live streams 5 days a week right here on YouTube, and please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Let's get started. The first boss, as you'll see here, is Barnabas. Kind of Frankenstein-like, isn't he? Barnabas will cast Ground and Pound aimed at a single player. This is a straight line attack, but delayed as it takes time for him to swing that big old arm. The boss will also cast Dynamic Scrapline. This ability will attach the party to the boss with either a positive or negative polarity, which will be marked above your head. If your polarity is the opposite of the boss, you'll either be pulled towards him or away from him. You will want to make sure you position yourself so that you are not either pulled or pushed away to avoid damage. Barnabas will cast Shocking Force, which is your basic stack and absorb the damage together mechanic. The boss will cast another polarity ability called Dynamic Pound. He'll move to the edge of the room, and each player will have a specific positive or negative marker above their heads. The same as Dynamic Scrapline, make sure you neither get pushed or pulled too far away to avoid damage. Occasionally, Barnabas will cast Thunder Call, which spawns 4 electrified orbs. They will simply burst into an AoE. All you need to do is stand away from them. And during Thunder Call, Barnabas will cast Rolling Scrapline, which is another AoE around the boss. You'll need to find the safe zone and avoid the electric orb explosions from Thunder Call. You do all this, and it's a win. Next boss up is Dr. Lugay, and he's missing an arm. I found this boss a little confusing on my first encounter, which you see here. There are 2 square icons when the fight starts, a green icon which turns you into a frog, and a purple icon which shrinks you down. Each of these abilities will help you avoid some one-shot damage mechanics throughout the fight. Healers will need to watch for Thermal Suppression, which is a medium damage party-wide AoE. Dr. Lugay will fire 2 missiles into the air only for them to come down on 2 random AoE circles. You just need to move out of them. He will also fire a Magitech Ray at 1 player. Just avoid the line. It's golden. The group also needs to watch out for Magitech Explosive, where the boss will summon 3 massive spiked mines. These mines are on a time delay, and when they explode, they will explode in 4 different directions. So make sure you find a safe spot between 12 different lines of danger. Here come the one-shot mechanics. Each of these will kill you, so make sure you choose the proper green or purple icon to survive. Dr. Lugay will cast the Down Power ability, which applies a breathless debuff. This will force you to move slower and kill you at 8 stacks. You will want to use the green icon, which will turn you into a frog for 20 seconds. That's the length of the debuff. You don't need to get it again. One time, you're golden. If he casts Magitech Chakram, you will want to use the purple debuff to shrink yourself so you can avoid all the lines of chakras he puts out. If you're hit by one of these lines, the damage you'll take will be half of your health each time you take damage. The last boss you'll face is the one Fandaniel is most proud of. They call him Anima. This is a 2-phase fight and a long one. In phase 1, Anima will put lunar nails on the ground in certain areas to set up his next ability, Phantom Pain, which will adhere to the ground where lunar nails have been applied, causing AoE damage. Simply avoid them. Healers will need to watch for Mega Graviton, which is an easy party-wide AoE damage ability. It'll be fine. Anima will cast Pater Patria, which is an AoE line down the center of the room, and that will set him up to cast Ethereal Pull, which will attach an orb to you. Do not let the orb touch you and move away until your tether turns orange. At the end of the cast, you'll be pulled to your orb and take 0 damage. Boundless Pain pulls everyone to the center of the encounter area, where Anima will then cast a continuous AoE attack. Simply run to the edges of the room. In phase 2, you'll be pulled into another dimension and a chaos gauge will appear. This is a DPS check, and if Anima is not killed by the time the gauge fills up, it's a wipe. You have to do it all over again, and it's a long fight. Anima will cast Obliviating Claw, which will spawn 2 sets of claws that do AoE damage to each side of the room. Avoid the first set in a safe space, and then avoid the second set in a safe space. The boss will cast Coffin Scratch on 2 players. This will summon a series of claws on each player. Those players will want to run out of the way from other players and do not cross the paths. Don't cross the lines. It's bad. Anima will cast Oblivion when he dies, slamming the ground with his huge body a couple of times, which will create an explosion that covers the entire area. The amount of damage you take from this as a group will depend on how much energy is left on the chaos gauge, so it's kind of a big deal. In Anima's final death throes, he will cast Erupting Pain. It's the last thing he does, which will mark every player with an AoE circle. Spread out to avoid sharing the damage. Guess he figures he'll try to take you out with him. And that's it. 3 more bosses down. That's it for me, everyone. I hope this guide will help you in dungeon number 2. Don't forget to catch my live streams 5 days a week on YouTube. And please like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you know when I've dropped another video or I've started live streaming your favorite MMO. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.